Hey guys, I'm going to tell you a story about Anthony Scott. I was like a little 13-year-old Brom, and I obviously grew up South Beach and didn't come from much, but I love surfing.
I'm getting a big score. This is Shane Dawn. What do you think wins?
I got introduced to the water through Alistair Taylor at the age of 9. I met him in karate, and he got me into bodyboarding. And then I bodyboarded for like 2 years. I was 11. I started standing on surfboards, started surfing with the South Beach guys, South Beach Rats, and Alton Fursman, Stephen, Kat, and a bunch of other guys, Mark Mayer and stuff. And we used to have these little competitions, and Ron Dixon, so Dixie a lot too. But remember, as I was like kind of going to Beachwood, I went there stand 6, and my eyes opened up more. There were guys like Wade Sharp, Noel Rami, Vince King, Cole Rue, so many great surfers in that school, and my surfing level kind of started pushing. I started staying in North Beach, and Anthony Scott's name came around, and I remember watching this guy surf, and I was like, my gosh, I want to surf like him. He's so powerful. I mean, he was sponsored, he had full kit, frontline, whoever, Reef, I think, I don't know who it was, I can't remember, but he was sponsored by Bay International, I think, those days. And I watched this guy surf, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to surf like him.
Just banging his rail to the top of the face there, but up and riding, surfing yellow, Shane Dawn. It's a great event of noise.
He was so powerful, so good, and so ahead of his time. I mean, he'd destroy waves. And that he motivated me. He motivated me to want to be the best surfer I could be. Him and Wade Sharp. Wade Sharp is another great surfer. I mean, Wade stays in his Street. I enjoyed him. I used to see his boards. I was like, oh, yeah, Wade Sharp stays here. So cool, eh? But Scotty, freaking absolutely love you, bro. And your surfing inspired me to go big and go hard and push it as hard as I could, Hit the lip, destroy it. Go hit me, I'm gonna hit you. Bro, get back on it, do it because you can. Big love, bro.
And Scott, where do we start off describing the man himself? Known Ant for a long time, from the 80s, from the Bay, cattleman, hanging out with all the lads, but Ant had a whole different ball game. He was loud in the water, fucking loud on land. His surfing was next level in the 80s. I mean, when we at school, there wasn't a team that could fucking stop us. He was power himself. Jason, the Howarths, Donks Cleaver, I mean, Alan Hoppy. There was just such a power team, and Ant surfing was just rail upon rail, bashing, smashing, aggressive on that water, and he should have been deserved a lot more than what some of the results that he got handed to him. He should have been a multiple fucking champion. But Scotty, some of the laties of today don't know about proper power, and you had it, buddy. You had it all the way, mate. Nice to call you a good mate and a good friend after 30 years plus, mate. Take care, Cuddy.
Ant Scott. When I think about Ant Scott, I just think powerhouse, big rail game, just smashing the lip, showing the lip zero respect whatsoever. Absolute legend as well, good friend, loyal, hell of a hug, top surfer.
Ant Scott, what a weapon. I was so lucky to grow up watching guys like Shane Dawn, Wade Sharp, Byron Howard, Ant Scott just freaking tearing up North Beach, Nupia Bay. Super inspiring. I always loved how aggressive Ant surfing was, but also super stylish and powerful and fast, and he had all the attributes. He ticked all the boxes, and so privileged to grow up watching guys like Ant rip it up every single day. Definitely owe a lot to Ant and the crew for my career and raising the bar every single day down there. So yeah, what a madman.
Hey guys, you won't believe it who I found in Newquay, Nick Williams.
Shabbat thanks. Hey Scotty, how you man? Cooking an off day, not doing horse, but doing roof fiberglass upstairs, see? Born in a tube and still looking at tubes, even if I'm not in it. Scotty, bro man. The powerhouse, both on the party scene, on the beach, and in the water. So I don't see you guys for years and years on end, but such good memories of many surfs together, many crazy stories that I can't tell you about. But you've got to get back in the water, bro. Same as me. But I've got an excuse. I've got a leg and a belly. You just got a belly, bro. You lose that chip and get back out there.
And Tony, Makunoni, how are you, Kazi? Hope you're well, Kazi. Sending you lots of love.
Anthony!
Anthony, how's it, bro?
Anthony Scott, where do I even start? I've never actually seen surfing like that since then. The power and aggression that I saw the first time I ever saw Ant surf was unbelievably, it's unparalleled. I was hanging around with Michael for a couple of weeks, didn't even know he had a brother, and I was bodyboarding the one day out at North Beach. I was at Derry actually, and I started paddling for this wave, and the O starts, hey, and this O starts coming down the line and just whacking it, like spray, re-entry, slash, just spray everywhere. Backed off, paddled away. I was like, hey, to my mate, who's that? No, it's Anthony Scott, bro. That are going to be the next big thing. Hey, it's going to be the champ, this, that. Hey, went on to become the champ, bro. Proved his point. But wow, what a surfer, what a legend, what a guy. Still a legend, still an awesome guy. Just smocks to ride a longboard these days. But hey, as long as you're still surfing, Ant, I love you, brother. Well played. Keep on rocking.
Hey, hi, it's TJ. How you doing, guys? So, Ant Scott. Wow, I remember him as a youngster. I started surfing when I was about 12, 13. I was a bodyboarder before that. I loved the beach, grew up in Durban. And I was in the water many times at the bay and at Derry and at Pirates at Battery Beach. And Ant was in the water nearby and just ripping it up. He was an inspiration to a lot of us. I was never a competition surfer. I was always into like free surfing, and I love surfing up and down the coast. And Durban's and the coastline of KwaZulu Natal in South Africa is a beautiful place to surf and grow up. But Ant was an inspiration. He did so well. We were all very proud of Ant. And I followed his career. I always was inspired by him and his generation of surfers. South Africa had some fantastic surfers back in the day. It's been an absolute privilege catching up with Ant over the last couple of weeks and putting together this documentary. The guys that all got involved, I hold his family in high regard. I used to actually manage Ant's brother's band, Deranged, back in the early 90s, and I know the family well. And Ant, I really hope that you get back into it. Even if it's like longboarding or just getting in the water with your buddies and stuff. It's always good for the heart and soul. Peace and love, and all the best for it. Lots of love, yeah, TJ.
Hey guys, this is Mark Reeves from Bali. I'm going to tell you about Ant Scott. You all ready to hear this? He had one of the best styles I've seen. He had the best calf. His off the tops and his S-turns were insane. He was one of the best up and coming surfers that ever. And I'm very proud of him. And I wish he was back in the water. And let's hope that all comes true. And if it doesn't, I'll bring him to Bali and I'll put him on these lefts over here so you can pull him back in. And Scott, pretty much the strongest little grum I've seen with all the tops. He is a vertical attacker, pretty much like E.T. Bottlenose used to be. He had the style, he had everything going for him. And I'll tell you one thing, I respected him highly. Just because of the way he could come off the top, he could come off the lip, he could barrel ride, he could do all that. Now I'd like to bring him over to Bali where I live, and I'd like to see him do that all over again.
And Scott, what can we say about Ant Scott? Ant Scott is a typical 80s surfer person. Before all these liberal chops came along and you had to surf and train and do all that stuff, Ant Scott was explosive in the water and out the water. Surfed hard, partied hard. No one hit the harder. None of this floppy stuff, sliding the rails. It was just power surfing. Put it on the rail, best bottom turn, best top turn, smash it up as hard as you can, surf the hardest you can, and then afterwards party with the boys as hard as you can. No going to the gym, none of that rubbish. Genuine 80s, way to go. Surf hard, party hard, live hard, enjoy life. And all the people that say no, they're born in the 90s. They're soft liberal chops.
Yeah, there was this guy, Ant Scott, that kind of, he was like this sponsor's dream. He had the perfect blonde hair. I don't know if he's got blue eyes, but he had everything. He had, and I think because of that, sponsors loved it, man. He was just so smooth. Always got the hottest chicks too. But the one thing I noticed is, like, having been so smooth, when the guy hits the water, he's just got so much dirt and grit and power. You know, something I think is missing from a lot of the best surfers in the world at the moment. So yeah, just a solid surfer. I remember quite clearly paddling out, and I might have got in the way or dropped in on someone by mistake, and it was Wade Sharp, and Ant was out there, I think, and Wade said, "Hey, I'm not going to be heavy to you, but you need to go in and go watch us surf," and I'm saying that in the nicest possible way. And it was probably the best thing that Wade Sharp ever said to me, is go watch. And the one guy that stood out to me the whole time was actually Ant Scott. Like, Ant Scott was so freaking power. You know, I don't know, I can't remember how he did in contests and all of that stuff, but the memories I have of how hard he used to hit the lip on his forehand and his backhand. He had this crazy layback hack on his forehand, and then he used to go past vert on his backhand, but he used to kind of like punch the wave back. It was so powerful. Yeah, it's just, I think he was sort of maybe ahead of his time, and I mean, if you chose who was the people's favorite in that time, it was probably Ant Scott. In my opinion. I mean, I you know, when people used to ask me, like, who's the best surfers in Durban, straight away, first to mind would probably be Ant, Wade, Sharp, Mike Young. Geez, man, the list just goes on and on. But yeah, it'd be good to see him back in the water if he wants it. I'm sure you influenced a lot of people to surf really good and powerful. I wish you the best, Ant. Hopefully we can catch up for a beer or a surf someday, man. Keep well, and yeah, see you out there, buddy.
Scott Ant phoned me the other day in his excited sort of way, and thanks, Ant. I feel privileged and honoured for sure just to share for your documentary. I think they should have called it the Scottinator. Just actually got a new board called the Dominator Firewire, and I'm just busy waxing it up, thinking about Ant Scott. And yeah, he definitely dominated in his surfing, and definitely, I don't think I've ever seen anyone hit their lip that hard and with that much just grit and pure raw power. And he had these short legs and the stocky sort of build, and it was just insane to watch. You would actually just want to sit on the beach at times and just watch that and appreciate that and learn from that. And I think my brother and I, my twin brother Lee and I, definitely took a lot from that in our surfing. You know, just power, just his timing and his precision and his speed and flow through that, and it was just raw, it was pure raw. And I never forget Greg Swart telling me about a trip that him and Ant went on down the south coast, and they were going really hard, and even Greg said to me, you know, that was, he had never seen anyone hit the lip that hard in his whole entire life, and completely agree with that. And yeah, thanks brother, good to hear you well, and yeah, big love bro, and hopefully see you in that lineup soon. Godspeed bro.
Scotty, well, geez, what can I say, Scotty? Thanks for reaching out and, you know, asking to bring up a few memories, say a few words on your behalf. It's a true honor and pleasure. Right? I've only got the fondest memories of you. You know, looking back as a Grom, we looked up to Scotty so much. You know, raw power, aggression. Just natural talent, you know, came onto the scene in a flash and just blew everyone's minds away. As a grommet looking up to him, we were all, you know, had heaps of respect coming from that kind of era. Durban beachfront with so much raw talent. Scotty was definitely a standout by far. Everything he did in the water, he did out the water, whether it was, you know, all the sports he did at school, the chicks, not to mention the chicks. Scotty was a weapon, and also just in everything he did, you know, just an absolute animal. You know, for me, he was our Matt Hoy of that generation, and he let his surfing do the talking. He came onto the scene and just busted it wide open. Springbok surfer, Natal champ, everything, mate. Like, and Scotty, mate, we miss you. We want you back in the water. You know, I've got such fond memories of you, you know, giving us a lot of shit, but I'm sure we gave you a lot of shit, myself and Basta, the Bissett boys, Luke Budd. We had a pretty awesome generation of surfers, so I thank you for that, Scotty. I thank you for, you know, everything you did for our surfing in South Africa. The accolades you did taught us a lot, taught us how to go in there and take things, taught us how to be aggressive, and just show the world that we had some of the best up and coming surfers of that generation. Bro, we love and miss you. I wish I could see you more. It'd be awesome to see you back in the water, as I'm sure everyone else would like to see you. You know, thank you again for your friendship and everything you did for us growing up, mate. Good and bad, you know, yeah, got a couple slaps to the head, but I'm sure I deserved it. But that's, you know, that's what makes Scotty Scotty. And here's to you, brother. You deserve everything and more. And we want you back, bro. You!
Scotty and Scott. Wow. Where do I begin? Bay days. Post Sean Thompson era. Probably the hottest time. The most amount of talent. In one beach. End of the Bay of Plenty. Scotty was amongst some of my idols as a kid. Wade Sharp, Barry Van der Meulen, and Noel Rami on the heels of Peter Lawson, Tommy Lawson, Byrne. You know, so many good surfers, and Scotty was right there amongst it. Unfortunately, that whole era of surfers had the end of apartheid to deal with, and they got squeezed hard with sponsorships, traveling. I remember bumping into Scotty in Europe the one year, and
he was beat, bro. He just asked me if he could have a shower, hot shower. They'd been on the road for 2-3 months. For some surfers in that era that were that good, traveling just was what it was meant out to be, and they became local heroes. And Scotty was one of those surfers that he put his money where his mouth was. He told you he was going to go out and win a heat, and he'd fucking win the heat. But he wouldn't just win it, he'd smash it, bro. One of the most powerful, talented surfers ever. True inspiration to us grommets growing up in that part of the world. I was lucky to have a sidekick like Lazzy and Mark Jacko to keep me afloat. Scotty was always there looking after us. All of them, Justin Cleaver, Jason Ribbink, all those, you know. Like I said, Wade, Seth Hulley. Part of an amazing group of talented surfers that were very unlucky, but you know, Scotty, head held high, brother. Be good to see you back in the water cupping some lips. We miss that energy, we miss that attitude, we miss that put your money where your mouth is, talks cheap. And a couple young kids, if they had your go for it attitude, they'd be on the tour nowadays. But Scotty, we miss you, bro. Love you, bro. One time.
So many people that had a huge influence on my life. Barry Wallens, you took me under your wing, sponsored me from a young kid, Bear International days. Sean Thompson. If you're out there listening to this, I was the #1 amateur turning pro, and Quicksilver offered me 10,000 Rand a month, and Sean Thompson doubled it. Alan Stahl, Peter Daniels, Cyril Budd, PD, the best board shaper ever in the world. Yeah, I kind of felt like I let guys down, especially Sean. Yeah, I don't even think I got through one heat overseas, but it was very difficult. Traveling 2 days, getting lost, arriving at events. I remember my first event in Europe. I'd been driving for 2 days, arrived at the event, and my first heat was Victor Ribas, Rob Machado, and Mark Bannister. Mark Bannister and Rob Machado ended up going through to come first and second in the event. I was knocked out first round. So yeah, then went on to California. Barry sponsored me with Rip Curl wetsuits. Spent 3 months in Hawaii with Lance Slabbert, Frankie Alberholzer. Yeah, just so many good memories, guys. Just if I've left anybody out, just my parents, my brother, my family, Shane Thorne. Oh, there's just so many. It just will go on and on and on and on and on. But yeah, just love all you guys.
Hello, man. I've known Anthony Scott since he was like 11, 12 years old. Lighty. Never surfed before. And I myself and Ellie, actually Alice and myself, both of us, took him on our wings, got him into surfing, organised with surfboards, all that, the whole trip. Entered him in his first contest, he didn't even know about it, but anyway, entered him in his first contest, shut himself, 5 to 6 foot, occasional 7 foot wave, he cut himself. And anyway, he was a little baby then, 12 years old. He came out of that flying colours. He didn't win the heat, obviously he came stone long, but dumped every takeoff. But by the, I think within 2 months, I think he was winning every contest. You know, in his age group, he was winning every contest. And then he won the boys' championships, I think it was. Stand correct, I think it was the boys' championships. He won that once, then he won it again, he won it again, he won it again, and he sort of cleaning up a bit. And well, that's, I've never seen a youngster hits a lip as hard as he did. It's almost like he was trying to spray the ships back to the fucking ocean. He lashed that lip. Made me think a lot of Mark Vaness, Mark Vaness just surfing accident lip. Looked like although one was a goofy, one was natural, I get that. Both of them surf bloody well. Actually surfed a lot like another guy too, Morton Potter. But, And that's where the similarity ended. Anyway, that's all I can really say about Anthony Scott. Brilliant surfer. Nicest guy you'll never meet. You'll never meet a nicer guy.
Okay, here's Mr. Sheldon Brissett.
How's it, gents? What's happening? This is Sheldon from Learn to Surf 101. I'm here with Ant Scott. Yes, Ant, really, you should kill it at the bay. 1-2 uprights. All happening, bro. Natal champion, old school boy. Really can surf, and he's coming back into the water. Come on, Ant, get back into the water. It's time.
Boys, thanks
It's
so
time.
much.
That's the love, guys.
Back in the game.
Shot 101.
Like
a Shelly.
If you're lucky, boss, look behind you, we'll be in the barrel.
So, Mr. Ant Scott,
First surf after 10 years.
here he is at the North Beach Durban Surf with Mr. Dean Minay. How you, Dino? Laka. Here we go, first surf brew. The Scottoline is back in action.
Surf clubbed. Paddled like a bitch. Rustier than I thought. But I paddled.
Well done.
So for picking up Dean and Kat. Appreciate it, boys.
Scottoline! Scotty, your first spot, bro.
Golden chopsticks.
It's a rap gun battle. Very cool rhythms.
Yes.
Getting down, low, 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 low. It's a rap city gun battle. Fight on the stand paddle.
Hang on. This was the Golden Chopsticks. Used to come here every Sunday for lunch. I used to see Martin Potter walk past to the wedge. That's what made me surfing. Well, what made me start surfing? I used to go down, sit on the rocks, watch this guy do upside down aerials, ask my dad if I could surf. The rest was history.
Here we go, the scottamentary. There's the Wedge Beach Brew where he started. With the pots. Lots of love. This is the
Belmont Arcade, Sean Thompson's surf shop was downstairs here. 1981. Me and Jay, second surf, Dairy Beach.
Day by day.
Day by day.
One day at a time. Scotty's coming back.
One day at a time, boys.
Hey Scotty, Vern here, down in J Bay. I was really stoked to see you getting back in the water there in Durban. Never forget those days in the late 80s when you had that dream run with the Natal champs, winning it 4 or 5 times. You're one of the hot young guys at the bay, ripping it up there. And great to see you back in the water. Hopefully you'll be able to do a trip down here to J Bay and we can get a few waves sometime.
Great surfing with Chloe, Rivik and Jason. Surf number 3 on our way, me and Jay.
Yeah, Scotty.
Third surf club. Small, tiny, howling west. Shot Jay.
Pleasure, Scotty. Every day a little bit better, brother.
Yeah, one day.
Greg.
Greg Torres, I'm here with JJ.
Greg.
Hello, Greg.
Wow. My good friend Scotty. Sure, so much can be said about him on so many levels. I've always said to him he's a better friend to me than I've been to him. And just a really incredible friend. And as a surfer, just was one of those new young guys that came on the scene and just sent horror and shockwaves into the older guard. Just had a really, really incredible style from the get-go. Just remember you get 2 kinds of surfers, a shoestring and a crab. And Anthony kind of sat somewhere in between. And he just had this unique positioning of his front foot. It was like quite a square on the board. And it just made his bottom turn, top turn combination just so lethal. And just as a young guy, I was just always just really powerful, just fully irreverent. And I think, watching him growing up, we weren't very tight when he was younger. It was only as he kind of got into his, sort of 18, 19 and into the army, we started living together and hanging out. And that's when I just remember having the most incredible surfs with the guy. I watched him one day on the south coast break a board doing a re-entry. I heard it snap, hitting the lip so hard. I'll never forget that. And yeah, just extremely powerful, fluid style. And I just remember him discovering who he was and that he was able to beat guys. And I remember when that penny really dropped for him, I remember watching him just destroy guys in the water, and just had a really full bore, hard, solid approach. And yeah, it was just great to see, great to go surfing with him. And yeah, we used to push each other heaps. And just with him being younger and the rate at which he started coming on stream, really for me being an older guy was just really inspiring, and it kept me way on my toes. And yeah, solid human being all around, great friend, great surfer, and yeah, great businessman, passion and love for cars. Great to see him living all those things.
I first became aware of Ant Scott probably 1987 when he was at DHS, I think, as a boy or a junior. In those days there was such a rich crop of young surfers from North Beach Bay area. Wade, Mark Young, Troy Wells, and Scott, and the kind of surfing that I liked was pretty much being done by Wade and Scott. And I think if Ant had a fair crack at it back then, I'm talking about the qualifying part of the tour back then, he would have had a good career, I think. That picture in the Victory ad is even relevant today from a maneuver point of view, and that was like 25 years ago. So always full power surfing, always on the rail. And that's, I didn't really know Ant too well back then, still don't know him too well now, but it's nice to see him back in the water again. We all get older and kind of mentally live off how you used to surf back in the day, which is hard to accept when you get back in the water after such a long time. You kind of go, shit, what's happened to me or whatever. But as long as you're enjoying yourself and getting back in the water, that's the main thing. So good to see making the effort, and keep it up, and yeah, have some waves.
Session 6.
Best session yet, Scotty.
Lost my board. Had a swim. Got four on the head.
Long swim, but you did well, brother. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, brother.
Another day.
Okay, tomorrow, another day. River, Scotty, surf, what number are we at? 6. Number 6.
Waves, water's clean.
Water's clean, we're out there.
Good day.
I got thumped this morning. Fucking took one on the head. Lost my board. Got another 3. Had a swim in, but I made it. Jason reckons, fuck, Scotty, you swam like you had a shark chasing you. Jason's going to take the jet ski on the weekend, taking him on my first tow-in session. Session 7 done.
Take 2, Chloe forgot to.
So spend more time underwater than on the water, but tomorrow progressing to 6 what? 6.5?
6.6.
6.6, back on the shortboard. Shot, Jay.
Well done, Scotty. Proud of you, brother.
Thanks, brother. Jay, Scotty, session 8.
Well done, Scotty. Big day today, bro.
Small board first day. Took a bit of strain, but we did.
What's up, dude?
What's up, Chris?
I'm with my brother and Scott, one of the legend surfers down in KZN. The boys making a comeback. What a lucky thing to check in.
Shot, my brother.
Give it up for the man, brother. Good morning, world. Good morning. Chris Leclerc here, all the way from Durban. Had such a cracking session this morning with the one and only, the legend himself, Anthony Scott. Ant, such a powerhouse surfer growing up. Back in the school days, I can safely say that I never ever beat him in any contest. The boy is a legend. So good to see you making a comeback, seeing in the water this morning. So stoked. Ant was one of the top surfers of KZN, I remember very clearly. Had a style very similar to the famous Martin Potter. And this boy would turn it on at any surf, whether it was small, whether it was big. The guy was electric. Huge turns, powerful turns, big spray. The boy knew how to sink the tail and squirt the rail. And keep charging, bro. Looking forward to seeing you in the water again. God bless.
9 or 10, Scotty?
Session 9. Shortboard, got smashed, got a few barrels on my knees.
Big improvement, a lot of paddling. Did really well, Scotty. Well done, brother. I'm proud of you, bro.
Shot, Jay. Thanks, boys. Gotta check out the surf. Small. Check out, I'm with legend Jason Ribbing and the legend Spider Murphy. All the boys. I don't know who this lady is. Zadie. Jay, Scotty, session what?
I think 9, Scotty.
9, Scotty. Jay, Scotty, session what?
I think 9, Scotty.
9, Scotty.
I think 9.
Waves are small, but we're out there.
Looks fun.
Jay, Scotty, through session 10.
Good day, good day. Very crowded today, but we had fun.
Jesus.
But well done, Scotty.
Shot, bro.
Every day better, bro.
Yeah, like a Jay, Scotty, what session are we? Session 10.
Number 10 today,
10,
Scotty.
Scotty. Let's hit it. Let's hit it. Like a...
How's it, guys? Andre Stein. And Scott. Yeah, where do I start? Scotty. I remember Ant, I think it was 89, 90. I was in Afrikaans school. And I surfed competition against all the schools, I remember. And I remember surfing against Ant in 89, 90. It was in college. I can't remember the college name. I remember he used to rip like hell. I remember looking up to Ant, Noel Rami, Jason Ribbing, all these boys in the old days. So Scotty used to rip like hell. Glad to see you back in the surf, my boy. Scotty, good man, good heart. And even when I was in the police, I've left the police now, I'm a bodyguard. I had my hands full with Scotty. But only good things, not bad things. Hey Scotty, we're proud of you, brother. Proud of you to get back into the surf. You're a good man. Big ups to Ribbing, to Jay. I might just join you again one of these days, eh? I know I used to rip the longboard and the shortboard in the day. You know, let's get back into it together. I know you're there already. Laka Mabuti, love you lots and keep going, brother. Salute.
Session 11 clocked. Frustrating day. Probably had the 2-3 best waves of the morning. And just can't get past my knee, man. On the shortboard, just get stuck with my fat gut. But perseverance will come. Like Session 11, Scotty and Jay. Oh, waves looking.
Waves look amazing today. I think we're going to have fun. Awesome day, bro.
Let's hit it. Session 12.
Session 12 today, Scotty, very small.
Tiny.
Trying to convince you to get on a bigger board, but you're on the shorty, so let's go do it, brother.
12.
Well done,
Fucking
Scotty.
small crap.
You got up, bro. You got up, your ankles twisted, but you got up, brother. So we're getting there, bro. We're getting there. Well done.
Alright, see us Jalika now. Check out close here, a wild monkey, literally like 27 meters away
Scotty's got to be again in 1987 when I first started surfing. All our friends from South Beach, in May, all the local boys, Alton Fursman, Coffee, Shane Thorne. And Shane knows to go to the bay and like South Beach boys, like I say, just go to the bay to watch these guys, Corey, Mike Young, and Scott. Yeah. So what can we say about the Scotty? Scotty was a rail surfer, lovely guy, still is a lovely guy, been through the mills like all of us have been. Love Scotty, so glad you're in the water, Scotty. So awesome in the water, so proud of you, brother, and that's where you belong. I'm glad you got a new surfboard today. And yeah, Scotty, just get in the water, keep those rail surfing going like you did, bro. I think Scotty was SA champ and schools champ from like 87 to 90, took over the champ from Weight Sharp. So, love to see you in the water and happy days, Scotty. Shot.
That's the way to live, bro. That's the way to live. Got River for my board. So stoked, brother. You're a fucking legend.
Pleasure, brother. Stoked to help, and I'm looking forward to the project.
Hey, got my new board from Jason this morning. 6'4". Fucking so stoked, like a little kid again. Brand new board. All for me. Thank you, Jay. Full surf. Let's rock it, bro. Guys, this is the spot that Greg Swartz and I found called the Bridge. Twalumi. That's where I snapped my tail off. Hitting the lip so hard with Greg. We charged down here for a week. Just going crazy. Opening our eyes underwater. Just mad place, mad place. And on my left, the famous spot. The spot. Crazy place. Yeah, awesome drive down the south coast. Doing a little bit of walk down memory lane. Some of the best surfing of my life down here. Myself and Greg Swatch to come down here and camp for like a week, 2 weeks at a time. And just surf our brains out. Crazy. Yeah, some really awesome memories. Great times, great people, great surfing.